Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching on exponents, or in other words, indices. So, what is an exponent? You'll see something like this. A power b. You'll see something like this. So for example, we have 2 power 3, which equals to 2 times 2 times 2. Two times 3. 2 power 3 equals to 2 times 2 times 2. We're multiplying by it 3 times. So, our rationale is that 1, 1, 1. So, you're multiplying it 3 times. Just 2. And remember, if you do anything, if you erase an integer, a number, 2 power 1, you'll get the same number. So we're gonna use this property to convert 2 into 2 power 1. And then all of this 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals to 3. Let me just write that down. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals to 3. So let's generalize this a bit. So let's say the base is x. By the way, the base is the number that you're exponentiating. Like say a is a base over here, and b is the exponent, or the indices, or the index. So let's say x power a times x power b equals to x a plus b. Let's try to show this by example. So say that we have 2 times 2 cubed, okay? 2 times 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 8. So remember, so we know that 2 cubed is 8. If you key that on your calculator, you'll get 8. And remember that 8 is equal to 2 times 4. Guess what? 2 times 2 equals to 2 squared equals to 4. So 2 cubed it just equals to 2 squared times 2 equals to 2 times 2 times 2. This is for multiplying. So this is the law for multiplying, okay? X power a times x power b equals to x power a plus b. Now, let's do the same thing for division. Let's write that down. A power 1 equals to a. Just remember this property. Now let's look at what happens if we change these times into a division. So let's write x power a times x power, no, sorry, not times. We're going to change this into division. So this equals to x power a minus b. But how did we get there? So remember that multiplication is the inverse of division, because when you let's say a divided by b times b, these two cancel out, so you're left with the same number. But why does it work like this? Because this equation right here is actually equal to x power a times x power negative b. When you change from multiplication to division, you flip the signs. Just like when you're doing a division with fractions, let's say a over b divided by c over d equals to a power of b times d of c. This property is also just like here. You're flipping the signs. So you flip and then you change. Now, let's write down another. Let me show you another property of exponents. Remember that negative sign? Let's just write negative p because it's negative. So this evaluates to 1 over xp. Because I showed you earlier, you're dividing, so say let's have x times xp divided by xp equals to x times xp times x negative p time, which is equal to x times xp times x1 over xp. So this one evaluates to xp over xp. Sorry, let's make it more clear. X power p equals to 1. Because when you divide a number by itself, you get 1. Actually, let's move on to that y. Let's move on to that. So we have an x power p divided by x power p equals 1. Why? Because x power p is equal, this one is equal to x power p times x power negative p equals 1, which is the same as xp minus p equals to 1, which is basically x0 equals to 1. So we can just, I'm going to put all the laws in a box. I'm gonna like highlight it. But there's just one exception. These two laws, right, will not work if x equals to 0, because it won't work if x is equal to 0, because dividing by x is undefined, and when x is 0, dividing by 0 is undefined. So 1 over 0, we don't know we don't know the result. We just leave it as undefined, because there exists no multiplicative inverse for x, because 0x equals to 0, and you can't just write x equals to 0 over 0. This one is, we don't know what to evaluate x to when we divide by 0, so we just say it's undefined. Now, last law we're going to look at. Now, let's, you're gonna be wondering, if multiplying gives a plus b for the base is x and a plus b, why is it just multiplication instead? Now, let's just look at that, okay? So, let's give you an example so you can understand it better. So, let's say 2 cubed, then raise that to the power of 2. equals to 2 power 6. So let's just evaluate this in more detail. So 2 power 3 equals to 8. And 8 times 8 equals to 64. Because remember, we squared. So let's just write 8 squared so we can understand it. Now 64. We're going to like keep on dividing by 2. So 64 divided by 2 equals to 32. 32 divided by 2 equals to 16. 16 divided by 2 equals to 8. 8 divided by 2 equals to 4. 2 divided by 2, no, sorry. And then 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. Because of this property and this property over here. So, how many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what does that correspond to? This. 3 times 2 equals 6, because you can see this example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now, one last thing. We already know the laws, but like, I've only shown you about some variables. But what if we have a fractional exponent or a fractional index? So I'm going to give a concrete example. Let's say 4 power half. And this is equals to 2. Now, why? So, firstly, let's rewrite 4. 4 equals to 2 squared. And 2 squared times half equals to 2 over 2 equals to 1. No, sorry, not 1. 2 power 1 equals to 2. Because a power 1 equals to a. And this one is because a, b. Because this implies this. And therefore, and also this implies this. Equating to this. Now, you've probably already seen something like this. The square root of 2. If we write it in indices, we get 4 half equals to 2. Because what you're finding is what times what equals this. And that's why you're dividing by 2. You're dividing the exponent by 2. Now let's look at another example. Let's say we have cube 27. 27 cube root. Again, we can write 27 as 3 power 3. Just enter that into your calculator and then you'll get 3 power 3. Now, let's write. You can see this and this cancels out. But let's not go that route first. Let's ask, why do they cancel out? Remember this? You can write the square root as 1 over 2 as the exponent. Then likewise for this, you can also write 3 power 3, then exponentiator to 1 over 3. Here we have it. And this expands to 3 over 3. Then we get 3 power 1. And remember this law? 3 power 1 equals to 3. You're multiplying 3 by itself just once, so we'll just get 3. So that's it about exponents. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. Thank you for watching.